Welcome to the Connect Like Minds podcast. I'm the host, Sharryse. I interview people making a difference in their communities and in their creative spaces. Today's special guest is an entrepreneur, a stage mom to her 2 boys, a wife, as well as the CEO and founder of Because I Am My Sister's Keeper. Welcome to the Connect Like Minds podcast, Breonna Johnson. Woo!
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Of
Man,
course.
it's a pleasure.
Listen, I love having my family on. Y'all don't know, but this is my sister, man. So I'm super excited to have you on. All right, so let's jump right into the interview. So tell everyone where you're from.
So I am from the Eastern Shore, Maryland, a small town called Snow Hill, Maryland. It's like, let's see, maybe 2,500 people there. Super small.
Oh my God, I didn't know it was 2,500 people.
Yeah, like 2,500 people, yes.
Oh, it's smaller than Pocomoke. Wow.
It's really small. Yeah, Pocomoke is bigger than Snow Hill. You know, I think we got 2 lights now in Snow Hill.
What? I didn't know.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, so a very small town. But oh my goodness, the love there is everything. So that's what matters.
That's what's up. What was it like growing up on the shore, particularly now, Snow Hill, since that's what you brought up? Paint a picture for everyone.
So, like I said, Snow Hill is very small. So you have to imagine that it's probably, or you don't have to imagine that because it doesn't have to be, but like very much family oriented.
Mhm.
Like, almost everybody. And so, they're like family. They watching you watching them, especially going up in school. Like your teachers know your mom, so you can't act up too much, or she's gonna give her a call.
Right.
But everybody's almost like cousins.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest thing is that like everybody's like family. So you're taken care of. You're looking after. You always got somebody to call and play with or go somewhere with. So it's super cool. It's just really small. It's not much to do there, but to call a friend and go walk to the store or, just hang out and, call your friends. Everybody can meet up at a street or something like that.
Meet up at Walmart.
Yeah. That was the place to go in Pocomoke.
For real.
That wasn't in Snow Hill, it was in Pocomoke. Yeah.
One thing that comes to mind to me about small towns was when I was in high school in Pocomoke. Every year they had senior skip day. I don't know if they had it at Snow Hill, but they let us do it and they didn't even care. Like we will all meet up at Pocomoke Park. So it was nothing going on. And like, I even told my mom, that was the first time my mom probably like didn't trip or anything. She was like, okay, have fun. But it's probably because she don't even going to do anything.
And I think that even the school kind of knows.
Yes, they do.
So they know, like, okay, around this time the kids want skill. But the thing again about it being so small, everybody knows somebody's eyes are somewhere. And in our minds, us as kids back then, we wasn't thinking about doing nothing crazy. It was just super cool that I'm not going to school and y'all cool with it. We going to Ocean City or we going somewhere to meet up. So
that's what's up. Yeah. Now I know that you have a love for basketball. Did you start playing basketball at a super young age and you did like the AAU and all of that, or how was your basketball journey?
So my basketball journey started at home. So first of all, I grew up with my grandmother. So I grew up with my uncles, right? And my uncles, we used to wrestle, we used to play football. We were outside playing tag, all the things. But another thing we used to do was basketball. And so my Uncle Andre would have me in front of the court and making me practice on my shot. And I literally fell in love with, the basketball and playing with them and stuff like that, playing pickup ball. But surprisingly enough, or maybe not, I didn't do AAU. I never played AAU. AAU back then was too expensive.
It sure was.
So I didn't get to do AAU, but I started at home. I always had a court to go to and could play. And then I had friends. We had it wasn't AAU, but it was like when we were in Snow Hill, it was John L's or something like that, I think it was called. And in the summertime, they had teams and tournaments that they would do. And I started to go to those. When I moved with my mom, we ended up, she would put me in that program. And in the summer, I was able to play there. So that was my first, like before I went to high school, I guess that was the closest thing to AAU. And me competing. Yeah.
Did you play basketball in middle school or did you just wait till high school to play?
So I did play in middle school. I played at Parksley.
I went there for 1 year.
Yeah. Oh, you did? Okay. But is
Yeah.
that before they switched over to the new school?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
They were like, people were going to Marion Smith. I went to Parksley for a year, and then we went to the new middle school after that.
Okay. So
So
yes,
yeah.
I did play at Parksley, and it was really cool. Actually, I think that was my, other than John, that was that summer program. Playing at
Mm-hmm.
middle school was the first organized, because then we played at different schools and competed
Yeah.
on that level. So yeah, that
Okay.
was
What was
cool.
your
That was
favorite
fun.
position?
Oh, point guard. Well, so I did point guard and shooting. I would say shooting guard is my favorite position.
Okay.
When I
Okay.
got into high school, they kind of put me at the three as well,
Mm-hmm.
so small forward. But my
Yeah.
favorite position is probably shoot guard. Yeah.
Yeah. They put me in, so I made the basketball team in high school. I should have never
Mhm.
made the basketball team in high school. I think they put me on because I could run, and I think that's
Yeah.
crazy. Like, I mean, they should have just kept me in defense, but like I sucked in offense and
Mhm.
could not shoot worth a dime. Like it was horrible. I can play
So
now
you
a
were good
little
on
bit.
defense though. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And
So
I
you
was
still be
barely good on defense at that time because I was timid. So like all these
okay.
big girls come, they probably push me out the way. I know my parents were embarrassed, man.
But you was active. You were still out there. You was trying. Okay.
Exactly. I
Okay.
did
Okay.
try. I
Cool.
did try. I was not as good
That's
as
cool.
you, so good
Okay.
on you, Bree.
Man.
Good on you. What
That was all right.
career dream? Well, what dreams did you have back then? Like, did you see yourself where you are today with a nonprofit or working for the government? Like, what type of career did you want back then?
So funny enough, I knew I wanted to work with money, like in
Mm-hmm.
finance, and I wanted to be a model, and I
Oh,
wanted to
you
work for
can
the WNBA.
you can still do all of that, but I could totally see you as a model. You got the bone structure. Everybody
Oh,
don't have the bone structure, sis. You got it. You got it.
Ryan told me that too. I didn't know anything about that until he told me. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a thing, girl. You still can
But
do that part.
but yeah, so those are the three things I really wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
And thank God, like I was able to land a job in budget. So I
Yeah.
do work in finance. I don't play basketball WNBA, but I understand why God didn't lead me that way, because I'm better off, working.
Mm-hmm.
I think I don't want to say that. I feel like financially it's a little better. It might be better in WNBA now, but I don't know.
No, it's still not. You need like a what is it,
I don't want
NIL
to
now to make it better.
try to be nice, yeah, right. And then modeling, like you said, there's still a chance, but that kind of went away a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what were your plans after high school? You just said you ended up in finance. So take us through the journey of how you ended up from, hey, I think I want to do this to I'm working in finance now.
So in high school, I took like a lot of business classes because, again, that's where my head was. Like, I'm going to do
Mm-hmm.
business. I want to be in finance. So I took a lot of business classes. I think they had like a business, I forget what it's called, organization, and you would travel with them and certain things with them. I
Oh,
forget what it's called.
FBLA maybe?
FBLA. Yes, 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 yes. I
Yeah.
was in FBLA and everything.
Okay.
But when I graduated, I knew, and even then, I still had basketball dreams. I was like, oh, I'm going to go to college. I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to go full scholarship. I major in accounting. Um, and yeah, just take it from there, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I did that, graduated, went to college, didn't go to the college of my dreams, and I didn't play basketball. So,
Oh, hold your
but
thought right there. So this
okay.
next segment is called Digging Deeper. And during this segment, I'll ask you some thought-provoking questions about your career and your personal life. So since you just started talking about how it didn't kind of work out of going to the college of your dreams, let's talk about why you chose to go to Bowie.
Okay. So I chose Bowie because I have an uncle and he went to Bowie State.
Okay.
Let me tell you, so my dream school was Duke University because I wanted to
Wow.
play. I know. I wanted to play basketball. I was gonna go on full scholarship, but then I woke up. Okay. And
Mm.
then and I realized, like, one, Duke is a huge school. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't set myself up to be at Duke, nor did I set myself up, as far as like my basketball having takes, like all the things. I just felt like maybe that's not where I need to be going.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I did visit Bowie State because my uncle was there. And also coming from Snow Hill, where it's super small, I knew I actually needed baby steps into like this new world because I'm used to having like family. I'm used to having everybody there.
Yeah.
And so I had my uncle there. I visited the college and it felt like home. So I was like, you know what? I think, I want to go there. Also, coming out of high school, like where I am here doing an interview with you, like talking and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
My When I first went to college, I didn't really want to hold conversations with people, with strangers and things like that, because I was so
Mm-hmm.
like timid,
Mm-hmm.
very shy. I could like because I held positions and organizations on college
Yeah.
campuses and things like that, but I preferred to stay in the back, like stay in my room. I didn't come out a lot. Um, so I knew I had to find a place where it felt like home and was small enough where I could, find my place and my footing,
Yeah.
um, and just, call that home versus like be in this big old school where, I got to walk miles to go to a different class, stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. So I just felt like that was the right one. And my uncle had been there, so he kind of helped me and let me know like what's there. He was there a year, I think, before he actually graduated. So he showed me
Mm-hmm.
the way around. Everybody knew me as
Aw.
Josh's niece. So it was cool. He was a football star and things like that. So
Aw.
it was cool. It just worked out well.
Yeah, I think it's important when you're, especially for high school students, when they're like looking for colleges, to make sure it's
Mm-hmm.
a place that they can grow in. I see a lot of people, they like go to these big old universities and then they come right back home the following year
Right.
because some of them are homesick, and then
Mm-hmm.
it was too big for them to grasp all the things that they needed to do to get the skills that
Yep.
they need, to keep moving forward. So
Yeah.
I think that was like a smart idea for you back then to even think like that at 18 and 19 years old. Like, oh, you know what? This is a better decision for me. I think that's awesome.
Yeah. For
Yeah.
sure.
So for those who don't know, I don't even think we talked about it. What was your major? I know that you are in finance. Did you major in finance? You major in accounting? Like, what was your major?
Yeah. So my major was accounting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I got my bachelor's degree in accounting at Bowie State. And then I don't know if you want me to go there, but I also got my master's degree in accounting.
Yeah,
So it
that
was
was where I was
accounting,
going
accounting.
next.
Yeah, yeah, just straight through and through. um, but I realized that is tough. Accounting is tough, but I made it, and it was
Yeah,
cool. It worked out for me. So yeah.
that's good. Where do you get your love for numbers from?
Oh man, I don't know. So growing up, my favorite subject was math.
Oh wow.
Actually, in college, I was in a math class, and my professor had pulled me to the side, and he was like, "Are you sure you want to do accounting? Like, you should really do like major in like you go further in like engineering and
Yeah.
like do more math courses, calculate, like keep going with math." And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm okay. Like, no, but I mean, I like math. It was just my favorite.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was
What
just always innate. So, and
I
then
should have called you because I needed help in math.
girl, don't call me today though, because school is over. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I actually had people who was taking accounting and would
Mm,
call me, or even years after, like I would meet somebody. I think I met somebody at a hospital.
mm.
She's like, "Oh my God, I'm in accounting. Like, can you help me?" And we literally met up, and I'm helping her. She wanted me to do her work,
Oh
but
no.
I was like, "No, I'll help you." But
Yeah.
so it's funny because anybody who's in that, like, they like, "Oh, I hate math. Like, this is not it." But it is complicated. I
Mm.
mean, it takes a lot of, you know, time
Mm-hmm.
and
It's too
studying.
complex for me.
Yeah. I mean, listen, if I could do it, I feel like anybody can put their mind to it and do
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. I would ask you to do it for me. I would definitely do my work. But
You
if
know,
I
for
was
sure.
ever, I don't think you need another math class for like a PhD class for a PhD as a PhD candidate. I don't think you need
Mhm.
a math class. Not that I know of. So
As of now, you'll find out soon.
yeah, I'll call
Yeah,
you.
I'll be here.
Now, if I remember correctly, I think I got this right. You've been with your job, your current federal job that you have for over 20 years or
No, girl,
almost.
almost. So I mean, so it's 16 years.
Okay, so
So
you've been there
16
for
years.
16 years. How
Yeah,
have you
going
been
on
able
17.
to create this longevity with so many people? Like they're out here, they'll be somewhere for a year and be gone.
Let me tell you, God is so good because when I went to Bowie State, and this is why is very, you have to make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do and not just what you want to do. Because
Mm-hmm.
I not only went to Bowie because I didn't go to Duke and things like that because I figured out, all right, no, this ain't for me. But I also
Mm-hmm.
listened and know, like, okay, this is where I need to be, like Bowie State, this area, my uncle's there and stuff like that. So going there after my first year, um, I was able to get an internship at the job that I'm at now. So it was in DC. I'm going in
Mm-hmm.
Bowie. I
Mm-hmm.
start the internship, and just from there, going in and actually working and not just playing around and things like that, they end up seeing that they wanted to keep me and that I could do the work. And so from there in 2009, um, they just kept me on as an intern. And as soon as I could switch from at the time it's like a step program, they put me in
Mm-hmm.
step. So then they put me on that ladder where as long as I'm in school, once I graduate, I will have a job. So I'm my first year of college. I finish. I get into the federal government. They want to keep me, and then like they have me on a ladder where each year, as long as I'm doing what I'm supposed to do and I stay in school,
Mm-hmm.
I'll have a job. And from there,
Wow.
also like getting to know people, doing your work, doing what you're supposed to do, and then you'll find it's so funny because on um IG, you'll see those things where it say, I'm 20 years old, going to my work friend's 69th birthday party or something like that.
Yeah.
You find people who want to mentor you and you
Yeah.
get really close to, and they'll look after you. And
Yeah.
so if you have that good character, diligent, integrity, you can go far. And I feel like those things kind of helped me
Mm-hmm.
when it came to opportunities that people knew of. It helped me to be able to stay and have that longevity in the government. And so any place that I moved, there was always someone there to be like, okay, I got you. Like, this is what I want you to do. It was kind of hard sometimes, especially when the work came to be more and more.
Mm-hmm.
But they saw something in me that allowed me to, be kind of mentored or under their leadership and, to push me further so that I can be, um, I guess, it'll benefit me as well as benefit them in the long
Mm-hmm.
run. So yeah.
If you were to talk to some young people today, what is your advice to them on mentorship? Because clearly it's helped you. I even agree that it's also helped me. What's your advice to them about that?
I would say yes, find someone that you can be under and ask questions to. Like it is very important in any point in life. There's always great to have somebody who's in the path that you're going on to be above you and say, hey, like you're doing a great job, or you should probably try it this way, or sometimes even give you that tough love, like, okay, now you know better. Like this is not for you.
Yeah.
Let's get back on track. So it's always good to have somebody that's like kind of like I want to say overseeing a little bit, but or mentoring you and saying, I've been through this. These are some of the things that I've noticed or I've done. And these are some of the mistakes that I made. I don't want to see you make those same mistakes. I want you to go farther
Right.
than I did. So I find it very important. And I say, have a mentor, have somebody you can talk to, ask those questions to, try to miss some, because you're going to have trials and tribulations, but some of them you can definitely miss and avoid if you have somebody over you that can tell you and kind of advise you. Um, you know, through
Yeah,
or throughout. Yeah.
for sure. Now, aside from being a working woman, you're a
Mhm.
wife and a mother.
Yes.
Was being married always a goal? We grow up I know in the black communities, they're always talking about get you a man. So like, how was that experience for you? Like, was that your goal too? Or like, was that something you thought about once you graduated college or something?
I think it's always been a goal. Because I grew up in the church and I guess I also as a young girl, like I knew I wanted to have a family.
Yeah.
And so I brought up growing up in church because, normally they tell you, wait until you're married
Mm-hmm.
and like you shouldn't do this before and this, that, and the third. So that was kind of like in my foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so I knew like when I to have a family and things like that, I knew I wanted to do things in order. So that was definitely on my list. When I was young, I guess I wasn't thinking about it that young, but I knew like as I got older, like
Yeah.
absolutely, I do want to be married. I want to have, children and things like that.
Okay. When your husband proposed to you, did you have a feeling that he was going to do it?
Um, so because obviously we had conversations, right? I
Yeah.
knew at some point it was going to come. Um, the day he did it, I didn't know it was going to happen, but I had some like, so I'm a discerner. Like I can tell when things are a little off and things aren't lining up. So I knew
Yeah.
something is a little off about what's going on right now. So I sensed a little bit, but I didn't know for sure. Like I wasn't
Mhm.
sure. And I knew eventually it was gonna come. So
Yeah.
yeah, if that answers your question.
It does. It does. It does. It's okay. You don't have to hide anything from me, okay? You can tell me.
Yeah.
How did you know that my big brother Raheem was the one for you? Did you know this in the beginning or it took you some time?
So I wouldn't say I knew it in the beginning. I was very, when he came about and we started actually talking and things like that, I was in a place where I was just like, I am finally okay with being single. I'm not looking for nobody. So when I went into, just talking to him, and it
Mhm.
was like, okay, I'm about to make this a friend. Like I'm not worried about dating. I'm not worried about getting married right now. I want to enjoy my singleness, because for a while I was like, oh, when is it going to happen? Like
Yeah.
I'm getting older. Maybe I should be looking. And then I was just like, okay, that's not where I'm stopping, right?
Mhm.
Um, but then when he came into my life, like I knew he was like each phase of
Mhm.
our courtship, and
Mhm.
even prior to us, dating, courting, he would do something that kind of like just clicked and was like, all right. Yeah. So one thing, like the very first time that we went on our date,
Mhm.
we went to a basketball game. It was the state championship game. We were there. Um, but afterward we were going out to get food, but I needed
Mhm.
to stop and get gas in my car.
Mhm.
So of course, like I'm also independent and I can do my own thing. I don't need nobody to
Yeah.
do nothing for me. Also, I'm watching you, right? So
Yeah.
I'm going up, I'm going to get gas, and I'm pulling up and I'm about to get out my car. He gets out of his car before I even can get out, and was like, what are you doing? I got it, like,
Oh,
So he goes and he pumps my gas, and I'm in the car like,
I
okay,
see.
okay. So I'm
Okay.
like, okay, check. Like, because, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
like that's very nice. I like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was like one of the check marks. That's the first thing I was like, okay, yeah.
Okay.
But definitely his he was so consistent.
Mhm.
Um, and that was another big thing for me. And then I knew that I knew that I knew, like, how you know that you know that you know. Um, when I told him that I was waiting until
Yeah.
marriage, and when he was like, okay, like that's fine.
Oh,
I didn't
wow.
believe that he thought it was fine, because I've heard that before.
Yeah,
And so as
yeah.
time went on, like he never pressured me, he never talked about it anymore. It was never a thing. He
Mhm.
respected all my boundaries. And I was like, okay, yeah, God, this is definitely the one.
Oh.
So yeah.
I love that. What's your advice to some ladies out there right now who might want to practice being celibate? And they have not always done that.
Yeah. I mean, because I wasn't a virgin, but I waited. Like, so it's possible. The thing is, it is definitely a mental game, and you have to get in a space where you are sure of yourself, that you love yourself enough. Get in a space where you just know that you don't have to give up anything to make sure this thing is, for certain. In fact, you're more clear minded when you can wait, and you have to figure out other things to do, and I guess to understand, you have more time to understand if he's really for you, and if he can wait for that, because for men, that is very tough. And in fact, men are not going to talk to you. Some of them not going to talk to you when they find out like you're waiting, and that should be okay if you're okay with that. And you can hold out for yourself mentally, and that's what you want to do, because everybody doesn't have that gift. So I'm not saying it's for everybody. It should be for everybody, but it's not for everybody, and that's
Yeah.
okay. But yeah, just know, like, you have to get in a mental space, and know why you're doing it. Know that you're worth the weight, and that you can kind of be more clear-minded and help figure out like if this guy is really for you, and if he's the one.
Yeah. And I
So
feel like
yeah.
that'll weed people out anyway.
Yes,
All
for
the guys
sure.
who just want to just sleep with you, weed them out.
Exactly. I know. I was waiting for 7 years, and I went through, a couple people who were just like they were interested, but when I
Hmm.
let them know, they weren't interested anymore. And I think that I felt so proud because I was
Hmm.
like, I'm okay with that. And in fact, I would tell people, I was like, listen, I'm I'm celibate, so if you want to leave, no one finishes, it's cool. And, some people say, oh no, it's cool. And then a week later, they was talking about it because they didn't believe me.
Yeah,
But yeah, when you know that you know, it doesn't matter.
absolutely. How do
Hmm.
you handle being married to someone who's like a Renaissance man like Raheem? Because people don't know, but some people don't know. He's an actor, he's a comedian, he's a host, he's a model. I mean, he does it all.
Yes, he does. It's actually kind of cool because like you get to see, and he's so passionate about everything that he does.
Hmm.
It's an opportunity to learn. And be beside him, and I'm proud of him. Like it's amazing. It's a lot at times because we have kids and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
I think for the most part, it's just amazing to watch and be able to witness and stand by him and say, this is my man. Like
Oh.
he's my husband. So like he's cool. He does what he does and he do it well. So it is a pleasure and an honor. And I thank God every day for him and his gifts. Because you just don't get that every day. So
Yeah.
it's cool to be by his side.
Now you guys have two boys. How is it being a boy mom, especially since both of them are actors now?
Yeah, so it's cool. It's very fun. Entertaining is wild around the house. I had to tell Kari earlier, like he's want to fist fight and punch. I was like, yeah, mom, you don't hit mommy like that.
Yeah.
But it's cool. They are so funny.
Hmm.
And they get it from Ryan most likely. Um, but it is a joy. I mean, it's kind of cool to be the only queen in the house.
Aww.
And they love on me. They're attached to me.
Aww.
Um, all the cuddles, all the kisses. So it's cool. It's cool.
That's
I
what's
love it.
up. Now we're gonna switch gears for a little bit. We're gonna talk about your nonprofit. Can you tell
Okay.
everyone the name of it and what's the backstory on how you created it?
Yeah. So the name of it is Because I Am My Sister's Keeper. I think this is yeah.
Yep.
Um, because I'm my sister's keeper. So this is the organization, and we were talking about mentoring earlier. It's pretty much a mentorship with young girls in high school from 9 to 12. And I like to say, like, we're like a safe space to help our young girls with self-love, with personal and professional development,
Hmm.
um, and just like talk about womanhood, like finances, just different things that you typically won't get in a classroom.
Hmm.
And there's a lot of things that I sometimes think we miss in school. Um, that I feel like that is important for our young girls to kind of get. Even down to how to have a relationship with another person or girls, like we are not each other's competition.
Right.
We supposed to help lift each other up, hence the name, because I am my sister's keeper. I am doing this because I am my sister's keeper.
Hmm.
Um, so it kind of came about because I was seeking God about my purpose. I graduated from college, actually from my master's program, and was asking God, well, what is next? Um, and so I've always had a passion for youth. Um, but he put in my heart, like, just remembering as I was growing up and some of the sisterhoods or sisterly figures that I had in my life that I can kind of talk to or go to. Sometimes it's not the same person, but it was always someone there that I can kind of vent to or ask questions to, and they would pour into me, if you
Yeah.
will. And so when I had left and I was looking back at, Snow Hill, and sometimes I would visit and stuff, I noticed that the organization that was there when I was in school was no longer there. So I prayed about it and I was like, hey, I contacted a few of my friends and was like, hey, I think we should bring this back. Like, we should create an organization, come back and mentor these girls, like be in a school. Um, I had a conversation with the principal that was currently there, but he ended up leaving. Like, he was leaving that following year. So he was with it, he approved it and let us come in. Um, but he was leaving. And so there was a new principal coming in, Miss Purvis. And I was working with Miss Shaw at the time because she's, at the school. And I had, shared my idea, and she was like, what? Yes, absolutely. Like, bring it in. We want it. And so, as long as she has been there, I have been there. She's, she retired now, but she welcomed us and allowed us that space to mentor these girls. And the program's just been going since. It's been good.
That's
It's been good.
awesome.
Yeah.
And of course, Miss Purpose would. She's the
Yeah, Miss
bomb that
Purpose.
kind.
I love her. I love her.
How long have you had your nonprofit now?
So we started in 2013.
Okay.
And we were incorporated as a nonprofit in 2016.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Do you plan to go to any other schools, or are you going to just stick with Snow Hill?
So the ultimate goal is to kind of spread and not just be on the Eastern Shore, but like as far as it can go. I don't know if that's like us in person or is it if it's a virtual thing, but my prayer and vision originally, it was for it to be, be able to expand to different schools and be all over. And hopefully one day that will happen. But even right now it's still at Snow Hill, and I feel like that is like our pilot where we're still learning and trying to figure everything out. But I believe one day we'll be able to venture out and expand.
I'm manifesting that for y'all. It's gonna work.
Thank you.
Can you give some tips on what someone should do who wants to start a nonprofit? Because I know so many people all the time. I talk to people, and some people are like, "Oh, I want to start this, but I don't even know where to begin." So, can you give some tips on that?
Yeah, sure. So I think, and I could just share some of the things that I did. I had a notebook and I kind of wrote out the vision. The word says, write it down, make it plain. And I literally wrote out the vision. I had people rally around me that fed into my vision, believed in my vision, and helped me along the way. So the first thing is like having it all written down, but also, as far as like business wise, you got to have a board. So you want to build a board and listen to me clearly. You want to build a board, not just friends, family, because I mean, technically you shouldn't have them on there, but people who are going to help you do the work. Like, you want people who, yes, believe in you, but also they're strong in the area that they're going to sit when they're on that board. They're strong in the area. They're actually going to do the work and not just, wait for you to say the word or just sit there. Because that's one of the places where, when we first started a nonprofit, that happens. Everybody's just so excited about the start of it, but then you realize, like, oh man, like nobody's really doing that. Like, I'm still doing a lot of it myself. So that's another thing. Get people who are really, willing to work and get the job done. And it doesn't have to be people who know you or known you for years. It might be someone that you met and they're just really good at what they do and they can move your organization forward, right?
For sure.
And then also, make sure you do that work with, business, the background with Maryland, or well, you may not be in Maryland, but wherever you are, get that advice from, if you work with a legal person or something like that, make sure you share all the things that you need, because you want to make sure your bylaws and all the things are written out the way they should be. But you wanna just make sure you have your vision down the way that you want to see it. And move forward. Don't sit on it. Like, move forward on it, because I think a lot of people have a lot of great ideas or want to do things, but they sit on it for so long. And then reach out for help. Like, someone knows something, right? Like, just ask the questions. Google is free.
Yep.
All these things are there. There's actually like a checklist about starting nonprofits and things like that. Like, get that checklist, start checking it off, and move forward. Like, don't sit on it. Don't let fear hold you back, or procrastination. Don't let it hold you back.
How has your nonprofit made an impact in the community that you grew up in?
Man, so It's amazing, especially since we first started. I enjoy hearing the stories of girls who have gone through the program
Mm-hmm.
and maybe either see me later or maybe they post something in their yearbook or something like that of something. They ask them like, "What's your favorite part of school?" or something like that. I've seen where them coming to Because I Am SK meetings or sessions, and it was
Oh,
one of the things. But I think the thing that I loved hearing and knowing that our program was meant to be there. Um, it's after like some young girls say, I wasn't thinking about going to college or I didn't want to go to college. But after, we did the college tour or whatever, like, I want to go. Like, this is cool. Like,
so
it's like that. So they get the experience. And especially, I think last year, we went on a trip and we went to, did an overnight trip.
mm-hmm.
And some of the girls don't experience the level of, I guess, excellence that I like to work in.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to the hotel, like some of them were just like, "Oh my God, this is so nice," and things like that. But the point is for them to get these type of experiences now, so that someone later can't come up and try to wow you with something,
Mm-hmm.
basic and try to get over on you. Like I want
Yeah,
you to be able to have experiences like this because you should.
yeah,
And that's what our organization is to do, to put these experiences, allow these girls, and not for a high price. Like I don't want them to have to pay for it. I want to, if
right,
I can pay for the whole thing, like that's what we're going to do, so that you can have the opportunity to see these things, see something different. Because I believe if you don't see it, then you're not going to want it. You're not going to know it's there. You don't know. You're probably scared of it because you don't know what it looks like.
right.
But when you can walk into that thing, when you can see it with your own eyes, when you can see people are doing it, it just makes you, step your thought game up, step your
Yeah,
dreams up and things like that. And that's what we're trying to do. So I hear girls saying like, "Oh, like, I want to do certain things that we've done now." They're not scared to approach it.
yeah.
One more thing, like we were at a museum
Mm-hmm.
and one of the girls, like she's like real shy, but it was the Black American Museum and they had like
Mm-hmm.
this step thing. And typically she wouldn't do this in public, she wouldn't dance or do anything, but she
Mm-hmm.
wanted to do it. And so it was
Oh,
people standing around and she was just getting it. It was like, "Oh my God, like I would have never done that before. I'm so excited." Like she was just so happy that she
yeah.
stepped out of her comfort zone and did something. So it's just moments like that where I see my girls like just take that leap in the
Mm-hmm.
little things. Because again, if you don't see it or get an opportunity, you're nervous about it, you're scared about it. And if nobody, I don't want to say make you, but
Pushes
nobody like
you
over
or yeah,
pushes you, there you
guides
go,
you.
nobody
Yeah.
pushes you, then you just won't do it and you just stay stuck in whatever you're in. So
Oh, I love
yeah.
that. Oh. For someone who's listening who might want to learn more about your nonprofit, can you tell them what the website is to go to?
Yes, so it is becauseimsk.org. So that's BECAUSEIAMSK.org.
Now, I know we were
Yeah.
talking about manifesting earlier. So, where do you see yourself, especially your nonprofit, 10 years from now?
Man, 10 years from now, I definitely see that expansion. Um, Now, whether it's online, we're doing things online and because I right now do scholarships and things like that.
Hmm.
I know I can't be everywhere,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to find ways where I can, or the organization can be somewhere else and blessing multiple people, right? So I
Yeah.
see myself not just at Snow Hill. I'm at least, let's say, 3 schools now. Whether
Yeah.
it's giving girls scholarships at 3 different schools, doing college tours where all the schools can come at once, and we do a college tour, big college tour, or something like that. But I'm gonna say in 10 years, definitely expansion in some sort of way where I'm blessing more people from not just Snow Hill High School, but maybe Worcester County now,
Yeah. Come
uh,
on to
so
Pocomo.
I actually talked to somebody in Pocomo, so that's
Okay.
not far fetched.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. That's what's up.
Yeah.
I hope I know you'll be. You'll be. You will be. Now,
Thank
this
you.
next segment is called Uncomfortable Questions. And during this segment, I'll ask you some either or subjects, and you'll have
Mhm.
to choose one of them and explain why you chose it. You ready for this?
I think so.
Okay, okay. Marriage or life partner?
Okay, that's an easy one. Definitely marriage. Because I feel like it's also it's both of them for me. Marriage is kind of both of them. You get a life partner in there, you get a teammate, you get a lover, you get so many things. Kind of like a teacher, a character builder.
A mirror.
And not saying you can't get that, huh?
A mirror. Somebody to tell you about yourself.
A
You basically
mirror,
showing you, yeah.
absolutely. Oh my goodness. Listen, which builds character,
Yeah.
because now you're seeing what you look like
Mm-hmm.
and how you need to change that thing. No, but not saying that a life partner can't do that, but like in marriage, like it's like a commitment that you can't break. Like, I mean, and I hate saying contract, but you that's it. Like, you're not going nowhere. This is my person. You know, it's my one, because now you're one with that person. So I
Okay.
guess that would be the difference. Marriage is your one.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can get everything in that one.
Okay.
But I will do this caveat, like marriage, like you gotta have that mindset that like you are gonna change, but you have to adapt to what this marriage looks like now.
Yeah.
Because from day 1 to year 10 is a total different marriage. You're two
Mm-hmm.
different people. So it's definitely like, I don't want to say a moving target, but yeah, it's work.
Yeah. You know,
But
people
it's
evolve.
good
You're
work.
not the same person you were
Yeah,
10 years ago. So why would you be the same in your marriage? Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
All
yeah.
right. Maybe I got a harder one for you. Not cleaning your house forever or not cleaning your car forever, including the inside.
I'm gonna clean my house, so not cleaning my car because I cannot live in a dirty house or dirty house. That means like the bathrooms, all the things like that would do. Like I'd
I
rather
would
clean the
choose
dirty
that too.
car than the dirty. Oh, yeah. I can't even imagine that.
Eat a worm or eat a dead spider.
Ugh. Can we ask questions about this spider?
You can.
Is it poisonous? Like,
No, it's not. It's not
it's not
poisonous.
poisonous. No, I'm still. Oh, but the worm is alive. No, I think I used to watch Fear Factor, and I think they used to eat worms on there or
Yeah, they
whatever.
did. They did. They ate worms. I think. Well, I don't know if they ate a spider. I
Oh,
can't
I
remember
can't
that.
remember, but I think worms have protein. I might do a worm.
I'm gonna
I
have
might
to
do a
roll
worm.
with you. I'm gonna do the
Yeah,
worm too, because I'm scared of spiders, whether they dead or alive.
dead or alive. Yes.
All right. Be in the jungle running from a gorilla, or be in the jungle running from a mamba snake.
All right. So this is tough. Now this is the tough question.
There you go.
I don't know. I feel like maybe a gorilla, because I feel like that snake might be fast and he could probably got longevity. The gorilla and a gorilla can climb. That's hard. But a snake can climb too in a bit.
Sure can.
I don't know. I don't know. I think either answer is going to be terrible. So let me go with the gorilla, because if I can, psych him out just a little bit much and hide from him, he might get tired. But a snake, he won't keep on coming.
Yeah.
So let me try gorilla. I don't know. What would you say?
I would say the snake. I'm just terrified of gorillas, man. Like they all nice behind the cage, but they gonna be like doing all of this. Like, oh man, I don't think I think quick enough on my feet to psych a gorilla out.
No, you might be right. I think that probably was a terrible answer. But snakes, I'm terrified of too, and I feel like they're so fast though. Like
they are, but I interact with snakes, and so I think I could get away. I don't know, not a mamba, maybe like a python. I'm still choosing the snake because I'm not that afraid of them.
All right, you probably got a better answer. I don't know.
End world hunger or end all wars?
This one's tough too. I want to say, because I'm gonna say end all wars, and I say that maybe because I don't like they killing all these people and stuff like that. I know, like, I want people to eat, but if we could probably help a little more, with hunger. But let's stop killing people, in these wars and stuff like that. So I'll say end all wars.
Yeah, that's how I feel too.
Yeah.
Being the fact that I've been in war, so yeah, we should just end it. I think it
Yeah.
psychologically does a lot of things to people, not the ones who are in it, but the ones who
Mhm.
are around it. We're going to these countries and they're, putting their kids in harm's
Yes.
way in these situations. So I totally agree with you.
That part. That's hard to watch.
It really is.
Yeah.
So this final segment is
Okay.
called Rants with Sharryse. And during
Okay.
this segment, you get to rant about anything that you want. It could be about people not washing their clothes the right way, people not using signal lights, whatever. It could be about people being in the nonprofit industry. But after you share your rant, you have to share a solution with our listeners. So the floor is yours.
Oh man. Okay. Um Man, my rant is about, I don't know. I'm this is a personal one. It's not even about people.
Okay.
It's more so about like I don't know, and I feel like everybody has a point where they're in this, but when you're going through a certain process, like going through process, and
Mm-hmm.
it could be like transition, right?
Yeah.
Whatever, or transition in seasons in your life, it's like, and sometimes you gotta wait, or things don't look like what you thought it should be.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just feel like that really sucks that you have to go through that, like that you have a waiting process, that things are changing, things are not working out like you want it to be. It's frustrating, it's
Mm-hmm.
stressful. um
Mm-hmm.
it kind of just sucks because there's nothing you could do but go through it.
Right.
um and so, like, I don't know, like that transitioning and that not knowing what's next is, like, kind of like a tough thing. Like,
Yeah.
if I could skip that, absolutely. Like, and it doesn't necessarily have to always be bad, like a struggle, but it's
Yeah.
like, man, things at one point were just perfect. Like, everything was good.
Mm-hmm.
I was comfortable.
Yeah.
But then when you hit that comfortable, and then God's like, oh, I need to shift you, and everything just starts to go haywire.
Yeah.
I think it's just like one of those things that I just wish didn't have to be. Why can't we just be like, all right, now do this, and we just
Yeah.
do this, and it's over. Now you got to struggle. You got to go through something. You got to learn this. You got to be. You got to purge from this. You got to,
Yeah.
So that kind of, yeah. I just,
Okay. So
yeah.
what's your advice to someone who's going through this transition the same way you are?
Well, so the answer to that, it may be cliche, but trust the process. And I'm preaching to myself now. Because, like, everything that you are going through is for a reason, right? And things are seasonal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And knowing that, as long as you're moving forward, knowing that, God got you regardless.
Mm-hmm.
That things are going to change. Trouble doesn't last always.
Sure doesn't.
And that, like, when you trust the process and know that what you're, the purging and the changing and the struggle and the stress that you're going through too is making you and molding you and preparing you for where you're going, so you don't fumble it when you get there. It just makes things, a lot easier. Nah, I take that back. Not a lot easier. It makes it worth it.
Yeah.
And just knowing that, the light is at the end of the tunnel, and that is coming. Um, so yeah, just trust the process, go through it, don't be stuck in it, complain it, and make yourself go, spend 40 years in a place that could have took you 40 days.
Right.
Uh, but, like, literally, look for the lessons that are in your face right now so that you can get through it, versus staying in a cycle of why me, or, you know, um, just trying to figure out, you know, always thinking about what's next. Like, make sure that you're getting what you need to get in the season
Yes.
that you're in. So that when you move on, you got what you needed and don't have to go through that again.
Right.
later on.
Because then it'll be a whole nother cycle.
Oh my goodness. So you're gonna get over and that thing's gonna meet you right there.
Yep.
So yeah, like learn the lesson, appreciate where you are, because it's for a reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, just again, trust the process. That's all in all.
I told you were gonna preach today. I told you that.
Girl, I guess it's in there, in there a little bit.
Before you go, can you share your social media with our listeners and give them your website to your nonprofit one more time?
Sure. So my personal social media is Mrs. Bree _J. My nonprofit is Because I Am SK. And then again, my website is becauseIamsk.org.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on today, sis.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I had a great time with you too.
I did too. This was like, normally I'm nervous about stuff like this, but this was really good. I felt so comfortable. I guess because I'm talking to my sister.
Yeah, so. Exactly. But you're gonna feel comfortable when you get on your next interview too, whenever that is.
No, I received it.
All right. And thank you for listening to Connect Like Minds.